G'day viewers, Sep here. What we're going to do today is we're going to make up a special tool. The tool is going to be, it's going to be able to hold this, which is the flywheel off the PW50, so we can do up the nut. And we're going to make it out of a piece of old steel that I found laying in the shed. So we're over at the workbench. What we're going to need to do first is we're going to need to bend this piece of steel up here straight, and then we're going to cut it off so they're both level. So then we're going to line up in between these two slots. We're going to line this up so it slides in. So let's bend this up straight. It's pretty strong, this metal, this rod, so I'm going to have to use a bit of leverage. We've got ourselves a piece of pipe here. I'm just going to bend it up a bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. That'll do us for now. So the next thing we're going to do is we might bend these in so it fits in where we want it, in between these two slots. Now we're going to put it into these two bigger slots. So there'll be one there, which we might mark that. To get our measurements correct, we're going to have one there, we're going to have one here. Right, geez, we're looking pretty good here. The next part of the job is we need to cut this off the same length as this one. So I could use the angle grinder, but for the exercise we might just use the hacksaw. So we'll just put a new blade on the hacksaw. This one's not looking real good. So those of you that don't know, when you put these blades on, you always got to make sure the teeth are facing forward, so away from the handle. All these blades always have the teeth facing the one way, and they've got to go away from the handle when you put them on. So that's looking pretty good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bend the ends of these over like that. I had to change positions. This bench is going to move around when I start belting this. Okay, now have a look on the part. So the idea is, so when we go to put the nut on, put that on the bike. I'm just making sure that that doesn't go in and hit the coils behind there, so we might even have to cut them off a little bit. Stator behind there, these are hitting, so we can't have that because it'll damage the new one. So we're actually going to cut these off just enough so they tuck in there, and we can hold this when we tighten it up. So I've just cut the ends of these off just so they wouldn't protrude too far in, hit the coils on the stator. And we're going to just take all this paint off so none of that goes in when we use it. So the other thing we're going to do is I'm just going to flatten the top of these off, maybe a little bit underneath, just to give it a flat surface instead of the rounded surface for this to rest on. So just a little bit on the top, bit underneath, it's a little bit flat. So we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so this is how it works. I've tidied it all up now. We just plonk it in here like so. So if we want to undo it, so we're going to turn it this way. We can put the bar up against the frame there, and that'll stop this from turning. We're going to undo the nut. Now we're going to do it up. So we go around this way, and it just rests. It's resting just down here on the kickstart. None of that is hitting the copper windings inside, and then of course we can just put that on and do it up. So that's how you make that tool. Pretty simple, no power tools, just a hacksaw, hammer and a vise. And we made that up out of a bit of crappy metal or rod that I found sitting in the shed. There it is there. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, take it easy, and we'll see you on part 2.